All round, there it is. Happy days. We're just getting straight on with it. Right then guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today I'm on the River Aire in the Northern River Masters and I'm pegged on peg 16 at Chapel Haddlesey. I was a bit late on the peg this morning, so I've not had a chance to do any intro work. I've just put 8 balls out on a bolo line. Got a 4 gram bolo set up at the moment. I've got a 5 gram if the wind gets up, which it just did a second ago, but it's been absolutely flat calm all the time that we've been setting up. The only other rigs I've managed to set up is the 13-foot feeder rod, which I'm about to just have a sling out on, which I'm going to fish to about the middle of the river. And I've set up a 5-metre whip, which I'm just going to fish down the reed bed on the inside, which I'll show you shortly. Don't forget guys, if you enjoy the videos, give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. Right, I'm going to crack on because I'm well behind already. Let's do it. Right, because I'm rushing, I ain't even had a chance to chop any worm up for the feeder or anything, so I'm just going to use a bit of the mix that I've balled in. I've put 1 ball down the inside against the weed bar, but I will get organised shortly. So you can probably just see the weed bar just down here. That's where I'm going to fish the 5-metre whip line. Going to go out on double red maggot, see if anything's biting out there on the feeder line. Don't want to give it too long. I think today is going to be a roach day. So I won't show you the feeder setup today, but it's the usual heli rig, 30 gram Drennan feeder on there. Got a big one on at the moment just to get a bit of baiting. Well, I've not had an indication on the tip first chuck. Don't think they're going to want it sat still today. Right, I'll just go back out on a single red. Just reds through the feeder. Ground bait mix today is purely 50-50 Van der Nine Super Match and brown crumb. The brown crumb gives it enough stickiness to bind together well if you wet it enough. So I just about had time to get my ground bait right. It may not be perfect today, but it's gone down okay on the bolo line and it's quite nice for plugging in the feeder. We've got about maybe 16 foot of depth here. We're not getting any quick bites on maggot, so I'm going to try a worm, 3rd cast. So I'm not going to give this too long. Last time I fished at Beale, feeder didn't really work. I'm not going to chop any worm, I'm just going to put a piece on the hook. If I get a bite, then I may fish some through it. Another dab on the worm. I'm just chopping a few worms into my ground bait. I'm so far behind today. Okay, we're getting a couple of knocks here. They're not very positive. They look like maybe perch or roach bites. That's another rattle. My fish on. Not a big fish. Yeah, it's a roach. Nice roach actually. So we'll go out and worm again. A little bit of worm through the feeder this time. Ideally I want to catch a bream on this line, or 2. We'll catch the roach better on the float. Let's chop a bit more worm through this ground bait. Fish on. Never even moved that. Fishing braid today as well. So there's a few fish there, but not really biting confidently on the tip. And that's a perch. So there might not be much else doing on the tip. I had one roach and a perch. I'm just going to have one more sling after this and then get on the float. That's a bite though. Great bite, that one. Looks like a savage perch take. That's a roach though. Another bite. So there's a few fish coming onto this feeder line. Quite surprised at that. Still think if these are going to be roach, I'm going to have a look on the bolo after this cast, or maybe this fish if we get it. Just dabbing away at this. That's over. Tiniest little nudges, put another fish on. That's another perch. So a bit of a mixture out there at the minute. Just going to pop it down for a moment. Let's get out, have a look on the bolo. So far, no bite on the bolo. Just trying to find the perfect line where the ground bait went in. A little bit of flow. May just need to take an inch or two off this. I think we're dragging bottom. Just take a couple of inches off the rig. Quality fish. Is this a big perch or is it a roach? It's a lovely bite. Yeah, it's a perch. Decent perch, first fish on the bolo. Just cast a bit further downstream. See if we can speed our catch rate up, or bite rate. They may be sat right on top of this ground bait. I mean, it's really not flowing out there, not much. The line, surface, is overtaking the float. Just having to mend it, keep it behind. Just move the float down another couple of inches. So I'm fishing a little bit shallower. Just seem to be tripping bottom a bit too much. Getting a few drag unders. That seems to be going through better now. It's gone under again though. I think there's bits of weed and the likes sat down there. Ah, that was lovely. Missed that bite, but just let it run back on its way, and it went. And that's a roach. So I think once the line starts to die, rather than putting another great big barrage in, I'll just start topping this up with the odd small ball of ground bait, tangerine size, keep them going in. Don't want to disturb any fish that are settled in the swim. I'm just putting small nuggets in, might just work better. That's another fish. So just taking those couple of inches off has made a difference. Ah, it's off that one. Fight well. I don't want to be losing too many. Not after missing out on the zone by 2 ounces last week. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it up here. Go and check it out after this one. Yes. So I'm actually getting a bite. Every chuck out on the feeder. I thought I'd just drop back on it while I had a sandwich. There's quite a lot of fish on it. Just had a really clouting bite there. Probably a perch, but you never can tell. It ripped over. Last time we got one like that, it was a nice roach. What's this? It is a perch. I was getting instantaneous bites on the feeder. Just on the worm. Oh, there's a tap now. Just went a bit quiet, but the sun's come out blazing. It's absolutely scorching on my back right now. I think they are just perch out there, but just keeping this line topped up. Sort of a few feeder loads on it now, so I'll probably come inside, have a little look on the whip line, just have a couple more chucks on this, then go back on the bolo, see if anything's settled back over that ground bait. I'll start thinking about introducing tangerine sized balls over that bolo line, see if we can really get it fishing into the back end of the day. All I've been doing is taking the end off the piece of worm, fishing sort of a 3/4 inch, an inch long segment, and chopping the rest of the bit of worm up and pushing it through the feeder. Drop back. See if it's on. It is on. Oh, it's gone heavy. Well, something's grabbed this. Well, that's another perch. Another drop back. And fish on. gone over. That's another one. Feels a better fish, this. So actually, while I'm catching quite well on this, I think I'm just going to stick with it. Bites are coming pretty quickly. We're hooking up into them. And they ain't a bad stamp. Chunky fish. Just feed a few red maggots down this inside line. See if we can tempt a few fish on the whip. I'm going to put one ball of ground bait down there this morning just to get something a bit interested. Fully expect there'll be a few perch down there. No bite out that time on the feeder. Right, I'm going to have a look on the float lines. Feel like I've got enough bait sat on that feeder line just to keep it ticking over. All I've got on is a little 0.4 gram map float. It's a map M5 and it's just got strung out number shots in the lower half of the rig. Number 8s, there's about 5 of those and a couple of number 10 droppers. Size 20 hook on. Looks to be a lot of bleak on the inside as well. Just flicking down the side of this wee bed here. There's literally no flow on the inside. Well, there's no quick bite there. So it may not be worth pursuing this. Right, we're 2 hours into the match. This whip line doesn't look like it's going to do anything at all. I know I fed a ball of ground bait on it at the start of the day, but just flicked a few red maggots over and you'd expect to perch on it like pretty instantly down by the side of these weeds. So I'll come straight off this, go have a look on the bolo, start thinking about forming some tangerine sized balls up and see if we can get it fishing. But it's so hot right now and the feeder seems to be producing a few fish. Most people seem to be fishing it. I can see a few people on pole and trying the long rod, but they don't seem to be fishing brilliantly from what I can see around me. So let's have a look on this bolo again. Start thinking about introducing a bit more bait. Just see if we can get a bite. First run through. So I'm just going to put dead reds and pinkies, some hemp, a few casters in, a few live reds and a few live pinkies. Mix that lot together and then I'll start forming a few small tangerine sized balls that we can feed in and take a bit of bait down. We'll probably lose a few maggots out of them, but that's alright. Won't make too many to start with, we'll just try topping up. Wind's really getting up. This could spell the death of the bolo line, at least for the time being. If it was an upstreamer, it'd be a lot easier. I've got a back shot on now and it's still fairly difficult to control this. The line is just ploughing downstream faster than the float. Right guys, I've no idea how long the camera's been off. It just seems to keep turning off today. But I put a bit more bait on the bolo line while the wind eased off. Had a go on it. Couldn't tempt a bite. Been getting the odd bites on worm out on the feeder, which is about the only thing I can get a bite on, and generally it's infuriating perch not taking the bait properly. But I've had a small skimmer and I'm just going to go back out on it because nothing seems to be working. It's just so hot. Really, all we can do is try and catch perch and hope that a couple of bream turn up. Right, well, I literally have no idea how much filming I've got done today. The camera's been an absolute pain. So that's the last time I'm going to turn it on. It's not giving me any warning when it's turning off, it's just out of battery. The charging pack won't put anything in it. If you've missed it, I've had 3 skimmers in total now. Just picked up another little perch on the bolo, but there's really nothing doing on it. The perch was foul hooked, it was tiny. So the bolo's done, we're fishing the match out on the feeder until the end, hoping we're going to get a couple more skimmers at least. But even a couple of perch will just boost the weight. Just gone a little bit slow on the feeder. But I don't know whether that's because there's bream in the peg, or in the swim I should say, or whether it's just down to the light levels. Yes, one on the maggot. Savage take that. Just struggling on the worm there. Put the red maggot on, single, and we hooked in. What is this? Yeah, it's another skimmer. That's 4. That's another skimmer. They're getting a bit smaller, but that's 5. Right guys, that's it. That's the end of the match. I'm very sorry if you've missed a lot of it. No idea what was going on with the camera today. Anyway, for me, the best method has been feeders today. Probably mostly with worm, but I have picked up a couple of fish on red maggot and pinky. So I've got 5 skimmers towards the end there. They were getting a bit small, to be fair, maybe 4 or 5 ounces the last one, and I was just struggling to get another one right at the death. It never happened, so unfortunately we ran out of time. Anyway, I'm going to get this lot wrapped up and then we'll get the weighing done and we'll see where we've come. Fingers crossed we've done something again. Maybe a section win, maybe a zone, I doubt it, but yeah, I think it's fished pretty hard. We'll see, stay tuned. What weight she got so far?
7 pounds.
7.
213.
I've had a few, mostly perch. Got a few skimmers at end, only little ones though. All right.
Yep.
Few more. That's all of them.
Another one there.
Oh, there's another one. There we go. Jeez.
Six 3, I'd say.
6-3.
Yeah.
What's best? 7-12. No cider for me at pub then. Oh, closer. Yeah, well, it's not been easy, has it? Oh, I'll just get them for video. £6.12. What was it? 6-3? 6 £6.3. Not enough for section. Right, well that's it guys. I've had £6.3. Just over £7 was winning the section up to now, but they'd only weighed in sort of 5 pegs above me. I'm not sure what the next man will do, or whether that means I get section money if he actually wins the zone. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I'll get all the results up for you now anyway. You'll know them before me. So there you have it. We'll have to try again on the next one. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, tight lines.